So what do you do when you experience a major course correction in your life? Such as, you lose your job, or you find yourself in a health crisis, or the love of your life lets go of the relationship you both have built. What do you do when you are left standing in that gap of uncertainty, the darkest void, surrounded by shattered dreams? Well, in this message, I'm going to explore the idea of the divine course correction that most of us will experience at least once in our life, right? And the questions to explore are, what is a divine course correction? And why are you experiencing it? And, what can you do about it? So hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Wild to Wisdom series. My name is Suzanne Michelle, and I am your intuition coach. So none of us are exempt from disappointment or shattered dreams, and most likely you have or are going to experience some kind of a loss, some kind of betrayal, rejection, or abandonment, at least once in your life. There are several ways to describe a divine course correction. And when you hear the term course correction, you might think about the traditional definition. That means a navigational correction, made in the course of a ship or an airplane or a rocket or some other kind of vehicle that makes a course correction at some point between the beginning and the end of the journey, right? Well, when the vehicle gets off its path, it must be put back on the right path. Now, a divine course correction is similar, except you are the vehicle. And whatever correction is needed to get you to your true path, oh boy, it sucks, but you will experience a momentum stopper or obstacle in your path, and you will need to find a way to navigate yourself back on track. Well, most likely, a divine course correction happens suddenly, as if it's out of the blue, right? You probably have not planned for this course correction, or maybe you did at some level, but you just didn't know it at the conscious level. Well, and the reason why I use the word divine is because I feel that everything does happen for the evolutionary reason and serves the most expanded aspect of you for further creation and understanding of your emotional and spiritual growth. So if you are in a divine correction, you might ask, why me? Why am I experiencing such pain? Believe me, I know how painful a course correction can be, and my heart goes out to you if you are going through one right now. Okay? A correction will not feel like an opportunity at first because you're experiencing excruciating pain and you are in the muck and mire of the experience. I mean, you may be down on your knees praying for mercy or asking yourself, what went wrong? Why did it happen? How can I get back what I once had? Please, do yourself a favor and really feel the pain. And when you are ready, you can go to the next level of revelation, which is this. The divine course correction is an opportunity for you to be stronger, wiser, and more heart-centered and compassionate than ever before. I mean, through this humility, you can rise from it a more complete and honest person. I mean, this is all happening for you, not to you. You are part of the creative process, and after the raw and heart-wrenching pain has been experienced, you will get a more clear perspective to why you experience the pain. I mean, this is the most critical part of the whole process because this is where you will be asked to not abandon yourself or reject yourself, even if it appears that life has abandoned and rejected you. Through taking responsibility and accepting the process, you will have birthed a divine aspect of you that could not have ever been birthed had you not had this experience. And what you do next is you never forget the lesson. You are humbled by this lesson. You are grateful for this lesson. You use this experience to remind you that this physical life will always be uncertain and temporary, and that's a good thing, right? Because all new life is birthed from the unknown, from the gap, from the void. When a sudden divine course correction happens, there will be a gap of dead time that feels like the darkest void you have ever felt. This is where uncertainty reveals itself. This is where the most potent choice points are made. The gap is presented to you immediately after a death, a breakup, a job loss, a betrayal, a car accident. There's a space of time that is unbelievably dark and lonely. You feel alone. You feel abandoned. You feel rejected. Your choices made here are acts of action in disguise. Even when you feel as though you are stuck and spinning in place, it is imperative that you make healthy choices during this critical time so you don't have to repeat the lesson in the future. Your choice points in the dark uncertainty are action steps in the making that you will see manifested as if by magic when your storm clears and the sun reveals itself again. You cannot get trapped in the claws of loss and despair, because basically that's choosing to trap yourself. It's all about you and the choices you make after you have experienced and lived to tell the story of the biggest tsunami wave of your life. I need to reiterate to you that I do not dismiss or downplay really going into the pain and experiencing it fully. Denial and avoidance and distractions are like death to the process of your growth. Ask for a helping hand during your darkest hour. In receiving a helping hand, you are healing at a deeper level than you even know. I know this feeling of loneliness and isolation well, and I have experienced great pain where I have cried so hard that the sounds coming from me sounded like a dying animal. And in that moment of hearing the death of me, I mourned the old part of me that has truly died. And it was a reminder to me of what is alive and beautiful and just ready to be birthed. Wild to Wisdom is all about recognizing our animal survival instincts and shifting and growing and transforming into the magnificent, wise, intuitive humans that we were designed to be. So there you have it. If you liked this message, share the love and pass it along. I love you so much, and I am with you on the path. See you later.